This is Geopolitics, Part 4, Pakistan War Threat Scenarios. And here we'll deal with Afghanistan's threat in line with TTP and the BLA, which is Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and Balochistan Liberation Organization. To understand how Afghanistan is viewing, we have to go back in history. Afghanistan, the modern state of Afghanistan begins with Ahmad Shah Durrani ruled 747 to 772. The Durrani Afghan Empire at its maximum encompassed most of northern India, eastern Iran, till 1826. Then started the decline of the Durrani dynasty, and Dost Muhammad Khan Barakzai became Emir of Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been settled since 7000 BC, has been an independent nation since 1926. Modern borders of Afghanistan were established in the late 19th century. In 1919, Afghanistan became a free foreign control, and after the Third Anglo-Saxon War, it came into being. In June 1926, Afghanistan became the independent kingdom of Afghanistan under Aman-ullah Khan. In 1973, Zahir Shah was overthrown, Republic of Afghanistan was established. One of the problems between Afghanistan and Pakistan is the Durand Line. Durand Line is a border between Afghanistan and Pakistan stretching for 1,640 miles, about 2,500 kilometers. It was established in 1893 by Sir Mortimer Durand, a British diplomat, and Abdurrahman Khan, then Emir of Afghanistan. Durand Line was established as a phase of control of influence between British Empire and the Emirate of Afghanistan. An agreement was signed in Kabul, Afghanistan on November 12, 1893 to that effect. The Durand Line was ratified in 1919 by the Anglo-Afghan Treaty. Afghanistan has questioned the legality of the agreement, arguing it was under pressure. Anyway, today Afghanistan must relive the era of the Durrani Afghan Empire and its maximum encompassing most of northern India and eastern Afghanistan. They have at their disposal two organizations. The first one is the Balochistan Liberation Army, a pretty lethal group, of militant group. They want to make an independent kingdom in Balochistan, secede from Pakistan. BLA is based in Afghanistan, has been active since year 2000. They carry out attacks on Pakistani military, police, journalists, and civilians. They normally carry all the way direct attacks on the Pakistan Army and its installations, and also stopping civilians' things and checking the IDs of the people, and if you're found to be Punjabi, they shoot you dead. So it's also against the Punjabi majority. So secession from Pakistan, as well as kill any especially Punjabis in Balochistan. Their actions include assassinations, suicide bombings, kidnapping. BLA argues the Baloch are economically marginalized and poor compared to the rest of the Pakistan. Good story. BLA is a terrorist organization designated by Pakistan, Iran, China, and the United States and the United Kingdom, as well as the United Nations and the European Union. BLA allies include India and Afghanistan, and looks like our great friend, Gora Sahab, Bada Gora Sahab. Current BLA opponents and targets are Pakistan and China. BLA demands secession from Pakistan, and they are inspired by the Marxist-Leninist liberation movement. Now we come to the other organization which Afghanistan controls and formerly houses and provides sanctuary, and that is the Pakistani Taliban, formerly called Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It's an umbrella organization of various Islamist armed militant groups operating along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. They were formed in 2007 by Baitullah Masood of the Masood tribe, and the current leader is Noor Wali Masood, who publicly pledged allegiance to Afghan Taliban, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Most Taliban groups in Pakistan come under the TTP. Among the stated objectives of TTP is resistance against the Pakistani state, The TTP's aim is to overthrow the government of Pakistan by waging a war against Pakistani armed forces and state. As of 2019, there are 3,000 to 4,000 TTP militants in Afghanistan. Between July and November 20th, Ahmed Faruqi group, one of the factions of Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, and Musa Saeed Karwan, Masood factions of TTP, Muhammad Taliban, Bajaur Taliban, and Jamaat al-Ahrar and Hizbul Ahrar merged with TTP. This reorganization made TTP more deadly and led to increased attacks. In 2020, they had some faction infighting under leadership movement, went underwent reorganization, reunification. Masood has essentially steered TTP in a new direction. They are not killing any more Punjabis or the rest. They're sparing civilians, ordering assaults only on security and law enforcement personnel in an attempt to rehabilitate the group's image and distance them from the Islamic militant state extremism. After the Taliban takeover in 2021, Pakistan tried to convince Afghan Taliban to crack down on TTP, and a couple of ceasefires occurred and negotiations, but anyway, all that has collapsed. And since December 2022, TTP increased attacks on the Pakistani security forces from sanctuaries inside Afghanistan. Pakistan responded by airstrikes inside Afghanistan and Khost and Kunar provinces, especially on 16th April 2022. According to pro-Taliban accounts, ISI visited Turkey, where ISI chief held meeting with ISIS, National Resistance Front. They're mostly Tajik. The pro-Taliban accounts claim that during this meeting, discussions focused on enhancing coordination and strengthening relations between opposition factions. ISI Khorasan, Pakistan ISI, aims to expand ISIS project in the region, establishing several new training centers in Balochistan province to support this objective. Previously, ISI chief, they say, met with the resistance front, Tajiks, where include plans to destabilize Afghanistan security and improve coordination with ISIS. Pro-Taliban accounts claim meeting held in Turkey, the resistance front appointed former Army Chief of General Kadam Shah Shaheen to oversee coordination with ISI. Former Army Chief Kadam Hussain has reportedly been appointed as a liaison officer between ISI and National Resistance Front. General Kadam Shah, an Afghan diplomat and a former Army officer, served as Chief of Staff of Afghan National Army from May 15th to April 2017 before resigning over political fallout over the 2017 Camp Shaheen attack. A high-level delegation from Pakistan ISI was set to meet with foreign Afghan officials and jihadist figures on Istanbul on Saturday. According to reports, key attendees included Salahuddin Rabbani, Abdul Rashid Dostum, Abdul Rab Rasul Saif, Muhammad Mohakik, and Kareem Khalili. The meeting focused on strengthening Pakistan engagement with political opponents of Taliban, discussed the potential of political offices for these groups in Islamabad, and increased cooperation in combating Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. This is the second high-level visit from Pakistani officials to Turkey in the last 3 months. Currently, the way it looks, the TTP, basically fielded by Afghanistan and BLA, they are coordinating their attacks in Pakistan. It looks like they're going to expand their current operations, going all the way through various areas in Balochistan as well as TTP, and then potentially expanding their attacks and influence into Punjab. TTP has already said that they will now start attacking. They've given about 2-3 months notice to the army, and it looks like nothing is going to come of it, but they're going to start attacking the civilian side of the Pakistan army formations, like Fauji Fertilizer, DHA, the Defense Housing Authority, other Fauji Foods, Fauji Fertilizer, and other military organizations. And they've asked civilians to not work for them because they are going to attack them directly. It still remains to be seen how this pans out, but I'm sure it's going to get a very befitting response from the Pakistan Army and Air Force. and see where this leads and how much instability will this cause. Now, this will also be in the background. Remember that these groups will be supported in Afghanistan by those who want to stop CPAC. So this attacks will be coordinated by the forces who oppose CPAC, and which may include states and India, definitely India being included, and Afghanistan, to attack the Chinese infrastructure, Pakistan, all over the place, and stop CPAC no matter what happens. Then Pakistan and China will make sure that that doesn't happen and CPAC goes on. Thank you.